Well, it isn't much, but I do hope you enjoy the stay,
spoke the landlord, allowing Seek to enter the decrepit space, covered in dust with creaking timber floors that were on the verge of rot. It wasn't pleasant, but for very little money he had on his person, it was the best Seek could afford, at least for a temporary stay.
Let me know if you need anything,
advised the landlord with a smile creasing the wrinkles on her face.
Thank you. I'll be sure to reach out,
spoke Seek, returning a smile of his own. With the doors shut and now alone, Seek slouched on the dirty couch, exhaling in relief, pulling out a pack of cigarettes from his pocket. That quick trip to the convenience store was a good idea, he thought, chuckling at the sight of the counter girl who stared oddly at his clothes and his mannerisms. He lit up the stick, taking in a breath, enjoying the comfort of its smooth tang before exhaling deeper with relief.
Here's to you, Keishin Ukai.
He mused, taking in a few more puffs, quietly surrendering to the silence in the small room. He smirked at the thought, recalling his brief moments with the shopkeeper after hours from his coaching. A chuckle, involuntary from his chest, surfaced at the conversations they shared, though they were short due to the hour. 1202-232-012, he thought in his head. He wished days were simple like those ones. Seek's eyes glowed that same golden hue, feeling a swirl of pressure surround him in the room. He glanced towards the bathroom, covered in rust and filth, until he stared at the vanity mirror, muddied by a lazy job at a dry clean.
Don't judge me,
he called out to the mirror.
Ukai was brilliant.
Rash, stubborn, and deplorable habits. But you're not wrong, echoed a voice from the mirror, coy and teasing, her lilt soothing to the ear. Are you sure no one is listening?
Yes, 1,000 times. Yes.
Reassured Seek, cracking a smile. With one last breath of his cigarette, he put out its embers and pushed against his knees, feeling the slight strain on his muscles after a nice run in the city. A strained sigh escaped from his throat, taking lazy strides towards the bathroom before he stood by the mirror, staring into his reflection. His golden eyes shone, his reflection murky until it took shape and form, the surface now clear to see. There, replacing himself, was a blonde woman with a toothy grin, adjusting the large rim of her top hat that obscured her eyes from view. Her gloves, dirty from oil and soot, fixed the rim of her hat, soon standing comfortably within the mirror's surface. "From which world are you hailing?" she asked, staring at Seek despite the hat obscuring her eyes.
1727-32014,
quoted Seek.
Another variant.
Incorrect, dear friend. According to the dial, you're in the main. Finally, Seek's eyes widened at the mention of those words with a wave of relief and anxiousness sweeping through his spine.
I'm still too late here,
he mused.
My people may already be lost.
Your people are back at 152332018, reminded the woman, her tone gentle, yet a sharp tongue glazed over it. These ones are variants. At least they should be to you. The divergence severed and split the mains, so they're only fleeting seconds, not the minutes or the hours, or even a passing year.
They're still the same soul, 14.
Chuckled Seek.
This was deliberate.
Hmm?
She tainted them first, before her own people.
Ours, corrected the woman. They are our people, including her, special ones that could maintain equilibrium. And remember, the divergence didn't affect only our travelers. Seek stared at her, her smile ever present. There was never a dull conversation with 14, at least to the many years he had learnt about her and her sibling, both powerful beings in their own right. Still, he couldn't disagree with facts. Tell me, CQ, why have you not contacted me sooner? She asked. Your last ping was months ago, and I would have at least gotten a postcard.
Got caught up.
Replied Seek with a cheeky grin.
Met some old friends with new faces. And I have a lead. Just not a strong one.
Oh, I do hope you stay on the clock. Time is ticking, and she is a variant that shouldn't be underestimated. Seek could hear the taunt in 14's voice, her smile adding insult to injury before he smiled back at her.
I will not fail this time.
I do hope so. Her condition here is growing unstable. She's holding for now, but I'm unsure about the state of affairs with my brother. And before you ask, I have not found him yet. Seek eyed the reflection, listening to the minute changes in 14's voice every once in a while. Grasping these nuances was a learning curve, but to say 14 was eccentric was an understatement. There was something loose in that mind of hers, holding on to the fact that, despite her ingenuity, the divergence and collapse broke her somehow.
You seem a little off, 14.
Spoke Seek.
Did you spend time with her?
A smirk crossed 14's face, collecting herself from what heaviness burdened her mind and her tone of voice. I had, yes, and I fear my brother may do something rash. Again. I am sorry for what we've brought you into.
Don't think about it,
Reassured Seek, leaning against the creaking door frame of the bathroom.
I came to the chime, and it's what got me here. I'm not trapped like everyone else, but I can't leave this job undone.
That's why we trust you, spoke 14, her smile genuinely soft. You're the winding key to the dial. You need to set things right, but you can't do this alone. Be careful, CQ. Seek's smile grew, more so with a slight irritation than a genuine happiness. He was aware of his actions and that every move he would make could affect the paths of others. That had been said and done in a world that mirrored this one, the one he failed. 1225322019. The number burned in his brain. He hoped that what he had failed in that world, he would succeed now in this one.
May I ask something quickly before my time with you is up?
He asked cheekily, spotting the curious turn on 14's lips.
Youth inducement? Really?
Oh, you're speaking about your quirk, piped 14 with a grin. Well, considering I've bestowed on you variably stronger abilities in the past, This one I find absolutely delightful. Seek shared this moment, hoping to save her a bit of her whimsy before time ran out. There was hardly a moment he would be able to speak with family, even though they were eccentric, odd, and awfully callous sometimes. The fact that he was even given the honor of stepping into their domain was a gift unlike any other. Now, Tish-tosh, run along. Do what you do best. And good job on 1124-32017. Everything there looked to be in order.
Thank you, 14.
Smirked Seek with a bow of his head. Although, next time, don't go about gallivanting with promises you may not keep. The Crown Prince would have probably had your head, if not for your urgent request for a rift. They don't come along very easily.
Give 16 my regards.
I shall happily inform my brother. And if I find Pan, I'll be sure to let you know. The reflection muddied, leaving Seek now staring at his own. He contemplated on the years he had spent chasing down shadows and variants, now to find himself finally where everything had rippled from. Time had never been the same, spotting his tired and exhausted honey eyes staring back onto him. His slitted pupils, reptilian in nature, felt like a trophy, a promised reward for his pilgrimage through all within the dial. A heavy sigh escaped his lips before he swung his fist into the corner of the mirror, cracking its surface and shattering the glass into the dirty sink. Obsolete. This one was obsolete, he thought. He could never reach out to the other realm once the channel was closed. It was a fail-safe, but also a hindrance from 14's unfortunate lack of materials, wherever she may be. Seek walked back into the lounge, flopping onto the dirty couch again, picking out another cigarette from the packet. While lighting it and smoking, he stared at the dirty ceiling, his mind wandering on his next step. He needed more information somehow, and he needed to find someone who was reliable in that department. Seek felt close to the end of his journey, taking in another breath of smoke into his lungs.
I'll find you soon, Chronophage. And this time, I won't miss.
Thank you for tuning in to another fanfiction reading. If you like what I do, or would just prefer to fall asleep to my voice, please hit that like button, ring that bell, and subscribe to my channel. I am actually really excited for writing this side of the story. Kind of like hidden gems underneath everything else. Although I do hope to open this channel to more worlds for you all to enjoy. Thank you for visiting. I hope to hear from you soon. Next we meet.